Oh no! Oh no! Where am I?
Mike is a potty mouth, ladies and gentlemen.
Not only that, but I'm gone. Where did I
Oh,
even go?
Oh,
Oh
no.
no!
Everything is broken.
Oh no! Okay, wait. I can fix this. I can fix this. I know exactly what I need to do.
Oh, Mike, you're looking
Beautiful.
a lot shinier today than usual.
Okay.
What's going on?
I think I. Oh god, no! How did I do it?
I see I'm still in your room.
Yep.
That means Mike was too lazy to change it.
There we go. And now we go proper. And I bring this over. Yeah. Okay.
You're breaking everything.
I'm breaking everything. Hold on, I can fix this. It can be fixed. I needed to look at something else first, but let's do this and let's go here.
Mike's there. You don't see him?
You don't see me? It's fine. It's fine.
Oh no.
There we go. See?
It wouldn't be a Pokésports podcast if we didn't have it completely an utter disaster.
Honestly. Honestly.
We promise the next hour and a half will be a lot better.
I promise the next hour and a half will not be that. Probably.
Hey, Mike.
That's
welcome.
Weird that that's the first time that's happened to me in a long time. My cam link tends to just be like, no, can't handle it. And then it stops. Yeah.
HDMI, more like HDMI.
More like I don't, Mike. Oh. Did he use Phantom Force? I did use indeed Phantom Force.
Phantom Porch, my favorite car.
It's my favorite place to sit. Yeah, Phantom Force. I had to disappear for a turn. I'm back. It's fine. It's fine. We're all good. Kevin, how was your week?
It's a lot better than this podcast.
Yeah, well.
The podcast hasn't started yet, so we can make as many mistakes as
no, exactly. This is the entire point.
This is our content. This is the content. This is the reason you watch live.
Yes. Yes.
You don't watch live for everything to go right.
Right. You watch the podcast to see the right things. Or you listen to, I guess. You can watch a waveform of it. Anyway, my week was good. Apart from 2 seconds ago, but we're moving. I'm excited about today because it is finally a very special day, and we'll talk about that in a bit. Tristan Slagle says, "How do I get motivated to play this game again?" You know what? I think we can pop that into the podcast today. Let's ask that question, because I think a lot of people are feeling it right now, and like it's easy for us as whatever. We'll talk about it on the podcast. But yeah, welcome to Tristan Slagle. We'll talk about your thing today. Sparkle, good to see you. Thank you for being so communicative in the chat. Love that. Ken Mako, I see you. The Rev Heads, congratulations on your placement in Mythical Melee this weekend. Any kind of placement is good placement. Glad that you played those games. William Pear, good to see you. Good to see so many people. All right. Kevin, you got anything to say before we get started here?
Hello.
Nice. All right. Well, then let me hit the record button on this thing, and we'll be good to go. All right, here we go. Hello, and welcome to Pokésports, a competitive Pokemon podcast. I'm Mike, and you know what? I actually played with Pokemon on the field this week.
Wow. I'm Kevin. I play with one Farfetch'd on the field.
Kevin just sometimes this podcast is just for us. And sometimes this podcast is for everyone else.
That's okay. Mike will explain.
This was one of those situations where the podcast is just for us. No.
So we have this mod.
We have this mod. I can take it back even further. I was trying to figure out how far back to take it.
All the way.
All the way. So we have a new website, right? And for those of you who are listening to this on podcast providers, you have more than likely, hopefully I'm not over promising and under delivering like I have in other weeks, but If you're listening to this on Wednesday, you may be able to go over to Pokésports.org and see a brand new site with a lot of things that you may be familiar with already. If you know our site already at Pokésports.org, you'll know that we have a weakness policy, a weakness calculator, and a damage calculator, both of which are maintained by the most amazing person, Mod Pierre, who created both of those as the most up to date, I think, on the internet. Pokemon calculator, weakness calculator, said it again, and damage calculator. Moving over to the new site, that was the biggest headache for all of us because that's the thing that we had to rebuild. We had to rebuild that entire thing from scratch. Couldn't just port it over. There were a lot of like elements that you can port over, like code and stuff, but a lot of it needed to be tweaked and set to the new format that the new website's going to be in. So one of those things is the list of Pokemon right now. Pokemon that have apostrophes. Apostrophes just, and this is a problem just with programming in general. Sometimes they just don't show up as apostrophes. So instead of showing something like Farfetch'd, it showed Farfetch'd TMD or Farfetch'd TMD Galler. So
I love it.
a bit of a tough situation to navigate, but Pierre is an amazing programmer, so I have the utmost faith that you won't see this issue.
I don't even blame him for not being able to find it, because who the heck is gonna plug in Farfetch'd on a weakness calculator?
I don't know how you found it so quickly.
I just scrolled and I was like, TMs aren't supposed to be here. Farfetch'd. And then there's Farfetch'd and Farfetch'd Galar right next to each other. It's kind of
yeah, it kind of sticks out.
Okay.
Oh, I see what happened. Yeah. He said Farfetch'd. So that said, if you are on the new website, if you're watching this live right now, you won't be seeing it. But if you are listening to this anytime after, say, Tuesday or Wednesday when this comes out on podcast providers, go on to the website, Pokésports.org, go and navigate to the damage calculator, the weakness calculator, and just play around with it. If you find any kind of issues at all with anything that you're doing, make sure you, I'll make a thread for that in Discord. Make sure you post about that. Because we want to make it the like most comprehensive, the most like correct and up to date calculator that Pokemon has right now. We want to have that for you. But yeah, wow, that's a lot about the website. But also, I've just been staring at the website for like 5 days straight. So that's all I have been thinking about for the past little while. Kevin, what have you been thinking about for the past little while?
Homes.
Oh.
Houses, yeah. I got another closing coming up. Been thinking about that. Got to make sure I got all the right documents. This isn't about Pokemon, by the way.
Mm-hmm. It can be. We can make it about Pokemon.
Okay, if Pikachu was gonna buy a house, what kind of house would Pikachu buy? Something next to a power plant.
Nah, Pikachu wouldn't buy a house. It doesn't like being confined. That was the whole reason. He sits on Ash's shoulder.
Okay. So if Shelgon is going to buy a house, which is a Pokemon that's pretty much always confined, what house would it buy? Very small one. A shed.
A shed, yes. Like a tiny home. A tiny home. No, that sounds like more of a Shuckle. A Shuckle house.
That's fair. Shuckle's house is just going to be a boulder.
You know who would have the best house, though? Duraludon.
Mr. Mime.
Probably Duraludon. Like, yeah, probably Mr. Mime though.
Mr. Mime would have like a circus tent. Duraludon would have a big tower, skyscraper.
Mr. Mime would surprise you, yeah. Mr. Mime invested in crypto very early and got out with that Bitcoin money.
What's the most like snobby Pokemon?
The most snobby Pokemon.
That's gonna have the biggest. Oh, easy. Alolan Meowth is gonna have the biggest.
Okay. Alolan Meowth hit that payday, and now has that nice house.
Can we talk about how Meowth has so many forms for absolutely no reason? Why?
Meowth has the most forms in Pokemon, I think.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it has the Gmax, it has Alolan, it has Galarian, it has regular. That's already too much.
If okay, no, like, the biggest slap in the face would be if we got a Hisuian Meowth.
Oh, I would just give up.
I kind of want it though. I kind of also want it, you know?
You want it for the meme.
I do.
I don't want it though. What would it
Yeah.
be? Ice? That it looks like they're making all these Hisuian Pokemon like look icy. I'm
I
down
would
for
go
this
for an
icy.
icy Meowth. Do we have any icy cats yet?
Depends on what you consider Ninetales. Is that a fox? Yeah, it's a fox. It's a
Hmm,
dog.
yeah. We're
Ice
very
Cat.
far into this podcast, by the way, and we haven't
Ice
talked a
Cat.
single piece of competitive Pokemon.
Hey man, sometimes you just gotta ask the real question. Ice Cats, Glaceon,
Oh, that's true.
Absol, Weavile.
Wow, we have a lot of ice cats.
For some reason, Glalie is here, but I disagree with that one.
No,
Also,
what?
Absol is not an ice type. I don't know why I said Absol.
Uh-huh.
It looks kind of icy though.
Interesting.
That's it. That's all I got.
See,
Mostly Glaceon.
Sparkle 285 in the chat right now says I think Alchemy has 60 plus forms. Now I see what you're saying. Yes, you're right. If we're talking forms and whatever, like that is
colors.
true. But those are just different kind of colors. It's different. That's like unknown, right? Like you have 20 something unknowns, but
We still don't know what they're gonna do with Unknown, by the way,
I have zero idea what they're gonna do with unknown.
because they deleted the only move that it gets.
All right, I'm gonna pivot into the piece of competitive talk that we want to do because that has a lot to do with it. We're talking a little bit about Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. Here's the thing. We're waiting with like heavy anticipation for Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, in part because there's some content that we want to do around it. There's like a potential video series idea that we have behind it, but also because of the fact that they're keeping Sword and Shield alive through the life cycle of BDSP, which means almost certainly that they're going to be bringing in new Pokemon, the otherwise dexited Pokemon, you know? That said, I have no idea what they do with Unknown. But I hope they bring it in because I want to put 20. How many different kinds of Unknown are there? 20, 26?
28.
28 because question mark and exclamation.
Yeah.
Right. I would love to see some DLC around the Unknown. And you just keep giving me some Unknowns while giving me the other like exited Pokemon. So, you know, you got Breloom and your Gliscor and other Pokemon that I hate. I think an Unknown could make the VGC series pretty fun. I don't.
Yes, you could spell defeat before actually losing.
Yes. DEFEAT. Oh my god. But then you could only bring in feet.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. But the main reason that that's an issue is that hidden power is not a thing anymore. So like, what would they even do?
They're probably gonna give them all confusion because they're just as confused as we are.
Yeah, that's fair. I would agree with that. Yeah. I want every Unknown to be able to learn Expanding Force. Just that's it.
Illegal. They all learn Protect and Struggle. Get used to it, guys.
Unknown, the defensive Pokemon.
We got some news today? Not really. It's kind of a dead week, huh?
It's a bit of a dead week. I mean, so here's the thing. Every month, as Kevin has sent me, liberty-note.com puts out the top 30 Pokemon of Sword and Shield that past month. Top 30 is in top 30 teams in VGC. It's very different from what Babiri has. So if you go to babiri.net, it'll show you like the rolling daily top 100 teams in VGC. But it's super different in Liberty Notes because that's directly from the cartridge, showing you the top 30 teams. So it's fun to kind of go through these sometimes because you'll see Pokemon that like really made it to the top. Because if you made it to the top in cartridge, like that actually kind of that means a lot more in my opinion than it does to make it to the top of Showdown. Because like Showdown, also, like, you can spam games.
Yeah, you ended that month on top. So
right.
It's like a lot bigger of a deal.
Yeah. And I mean, Showdown, it's a lot easier to spam games. Like you can play games like all day long and you'll play like 1,000. Whereas if you play like 1,000 games in Sword and Shield, that's like a week. So
I feel like most people won't even commit that hard.
No, absolutely not. Have you seen some of the game totals of people who hit like number 1 by the end of the month?
No, actually, I haven't seen the actual amount of games.
I'd be curious to see that. Yeah, because like you've got your Joe UX9s who will stream at the beginning of the month and get to top 1, just for the fact of getting to top 1 because nobody else is there yet. But by the end of the month, whoever's on top has played a bunch of games. Like this person who made it to the top this month, Nagisa, has a rating of 2,077. Which is crazy high.
That's the MMR. Yeah.
That's the MMR. Like, yeah.
That's who got first place. And they also got third place on a separate account. So
that's hilarious.
GG Nagisa. But what's super interesting from looking at like the top 3 teams is that there's 2 common like threads here. Well, actually they're the exact same team 3 times. Is what a better way of saying that. They're running Zacian, Suicune, Rillaboom, Incineroar, Landorus, Incarnate, and Latias.
Yeah.
No other person in this top 30 is running Latias.
No.
Except for the top 3 teams. What?
Who is right? Like, do Mochiha and Nagisa know each other? That's what I need to know. Nagisa is top 1 and 3. Mochiha's number 2. Yeah.
They were just like, you know what? Latias is pretty good. 0.61% usage on Pikalytics right now for Latias. So clearly they're the only 2 people that know what's up. I'm looking at what Latias tends to run. It tends to go Citrus Berry with about 220 speed, Timid, Tailwind, Ice Beam, Icy Wind, Mystical Fire, Heal Pulse, Ally Switch, Recover, etc. So I get it. It's the support mon. It does a lot of supporty things. It slows them down. It speeds you up. It lowers their special attack. I get it. But for it to be on the top 3 teams 3 separate times, it's kind of wild.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm just scrolling through here and I'm seeing, oh, wow. Huh.
You guys are wondering what restricteds are good. You pretty much have Zacian, Eternatus, Calyrex, Shadow, and Kyogre. It's like the recurring theme here on these top 30 teams. It's like one of those 4.
It looks like the person who got 5th out of 30 right now only played 119 games.
Total?
Yeah.
What was their win-loss? Do you know?
90 wins, 29 losses.
Yikes.
Yeah.
They won a lot more than they lost.
That's Can't Fly SS just didn't miss.
That's I wanna just run this top team for a whole month.
Yep.
And nothing else, just to see how well I can do.
Just see what happens, right?
Yeah, because like usually I just get angry and change teams, or I'm trying to do a video and I can't just commit to rank 1 over and over because no, that's not content. I need to have like a separate cartridge to where I could just like play Zacian, Landorus, Incineroar, Rillaboom, Suicune, Latias, and see how well I could do.
Well, it's tough because like you're trying to show off your like total games played for the month, right?
Well, I'm just trying to see how high I can get using the most meta team possible.
I know, but I'm saying like, can't you just do that? Can't you just have like a secondary team that you'll use when you're not recording?
Yeah, but when I record, I'll ruin it.
That is true. Yes.
Yeah. When people are like, Kevin, I want to see you use regular Calyrex without any. I'm just like, well,
I mean, this takes like the basic amount of addition and subtraction, though. You're just like, okay, how many did I win on camera? How many did I lose on camera? Subtract that from the total. You got it. Easy peasy. This is
Promise, there's too much
journalism.
camera.
Yeah,
There's too much
exactly.
camera.
There's so much camera. Cool. Yeah. So I mean, the Latias is super interesting. I'm looking at some of the other ones further down the list. You're seeing a little bit of Scizor, a little bit of Eternatus, Araquanid again. I can never wrap my head around when I see Araquanids in top places right now.
It's very good Trick Room sweeper, if that makes any sense. It's like you really only care about flying moves with Araquanid because you don't really care about fire, you don't care about water, you don't care about electric too much because you have very high special defense.
Right.
It's pretty much only physical flying moves, which right now there aren't a lot. So it just kind of benefits from not having weaknesses.
Right. That's true. Okay. I guess I can kind of get that.
What I don't get is these teams. There's like one team really down, like 28th place is running a Trevenant.
Trevenant.
Respect.
Trevenant is one of those Pokemon that I thought was not in this game.
A Pokemon that I know is in the game, but no one's using right now is Kartana.
That's hilarious. Like Kartana is amazing.
Yeah, I love Kartana. We have 2 teams here in the top 30 with a Mamoswine, so respect to them.
Uh-huh.
I'm currently using Mamoswine right now in the recording, and Mamoswine's really fun.
You know, yeah, man. I got to tell you, I've been looking at Babiri.net as well, because that's just what I do now. That's how I interact with VGC, I guess. I just look at stats at this point. I haven't been playing VGC very much. I need to get back into it, but I'm still like, I'm very curious about the data, like how that changes every month. And one Pokemon that I've seen is currently sitting at number 10 on Babiri.net for the day at a rating of 1805. This is the team: Yveltal, Amoonguss, Stakataka, Mamoswine, Jellicent, and Volcarona. And I looked at this and I said, I don't get it. I don't see why. And Kevin sends me a Pokemon Showdown replay, and it's 6 turns long. Kevin, you wanna tell the people a little bit about this replay you sent me?
So the replay was very straightforward. It's pretty much Jellicent carrying. I think Jellicent's kind of in that sleeper pick where like you set up Trick Room kind of reliably and you still do a lot of damage with Water Spout and you pretty much underspeed most things in Trick Room anyway. What ended up happening in the replay was there was a Jellicent Volcarona lead versus a Whimsicott and an Entei. So all the Jellicent had to do was set up Trick Room turn 1, and then the Volcarona protects because, you know, incoming Stone Edge from the Entei. And then once Trick Room gets set up, once the Whimsicott tries to taunt the Mental Herb Jellicent, it's just Water Spout spammings from then on, right? There's nothing else that can happen. And what's great about Jellicent is that Jellicent can actually sit there against Kyogre and not care because you have Water Absorb. I actually saw some even more interesting sets with Politoed and Jellicent on the same team, and the Politoed would surf with Iron Ball to heal up the Jellicent to get Jellicent to full HP every time you Water Spouted. So you would do as much damage as you wanted to Jellicent, but you were still getting full damage Water Spouts in the rain while it was happening. This is a completely other team that I ended up going against. That made me very sad. But yeah, Jellicent can actually sweep, and you know, Water Spout is a great move. Pokemon that have Water Spout are inevitably better than Pokemon that don't have it. So if you're able to just put yourself in a situation where you have Trick Room up, and you can just kind of spam Water Spout, then you're in a great situation. And then you have things like Strength Sap, which is a very rare move. Not a lot of Pokemon get Strength Sap. Strength Sap either.
It's very interesting to see Jellicent used offensively in VGC. In singles, Jellicent is and has pretty much always only been used for taunt, Will-O-Wisp, recover, and coverage moves. So either Hex or Scald. it would definitely was not used for its water spout or for its anything else. Um,
That says
but
Trick Room
it's
isn't
cool
a
that it's
thing
being,
in singles, right? Like
yeah.
Trick Room's like non-existent in singles.
No, exactly. You can, but you have to have like a really, really good, very viable strategy for bringing in Trick Room in singles. It's certainly not seen as often as, say, Protect without Toxic. The only time that Protect is basically seen is when you have Pokemon with Toxic as well.
Here's my issue with Trick Room in singles. You just switch for 5 turns, and then it's gone. That's all you got to do.
You're not wrong.
I'm like super excited to play singles with you, Mike. This like is taking us completely off topic, but it's bringing us back to BDSP, where me and Mike kind of have an idea brewing. I don't know if we want to talk about it. I guess
I don't mind. I didn't want to blow up your spot because you've been the one who did a lot of notes on it, so I didn't want to talk about it. But you can.
Fair. So BDSP is coming around the corner. It's not going to be a competitive game. Me and Mike are trying to make it competitive by facing each other in singles battles. Catch is, we're gonna nuzlocke it because we're trying to make it an easy baby game a little bit harder. If you guys don't know what nuzlocking is, you have to average every new route is a new encounter. You have to catch the first Pokemon you encounter. You have to nickname them. You have to, whenever a Pokemon gets knocked out, it's dead. You can't use it again.
I'm so curious. I'm so curious if there are people out there who are like very into competitive but have no idea what nuzlocks are. That would be mind-blasting to me.
I feel like a lot of people, jumped on the wagon when Sword and Shield came out, and Sword and Shield wasn't a very nuzlocked game because it's kind of too easy to nuzlock.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, Sword and Shield's a baby game. No offense to people that like it, but in
no
general,
offense
like
to
the
Game Freak.
I mean, they made it very easy.
They did. It was a very easy game.
So like, it's kind of, how do you nuzlocke an easy game? So we're hoping that
wasn't there actually a game with a hard mode?
Not an official game.
Not an official game? No?
It was Insurgents. You got the you got the option to make it harder.
Interesting. Okay, sorry, continue.
So what we're going to be doing is going to be nuzlocking our way through it, kind of going at the same pace, and at the end of every, I guess, episode, what we're going to end up doing is battling each other in the union room with whatever team we have at the time. In the 6v6 singles, I mean, if we have 6 Pokemon, I'm assuming we'll have 6 Pokemon. I don't know if we can bump it up to 50. I would like to, just so it can be easy, but I guess I'll see how that works. If not, then screw it. We just go in with our level 16s and try our best there. And winner at the end of every episode gets a point. Person with the least amount of points has to do a punishment at the end of the nuzlocke. We don't know what the punishment is.
We're very into
we love
punishments lately, yeah. I mean, there's up until now there's been the whole bean thing, and I don't know if we've actually officially mentioned this, but at 10,000 subscribers we are going to do the Pocky one chip challenge. Together we are going to, what is this? What were we going to do? Team build?
I don't remember anymore.
Oh no, I don't even remember.
People want us to commentate a battle.
Yeah.
People wanted us, I don't know, to just speak. I don't know.
It's something involving speaking. It'll either be team building or commentating or battling each other, and the person who needs to tap out first is the true loser, depending on like regardless of who actually wins the battle, if that's what we do. So that's a 10,000 subscribers.
We're only about 1,000 off too, so suffer's coming.
It's coming. Yeah, it might be a very spicy winter. I think that's it. It's just gonna be a very spicy winter.
I was making notes for the BDSP Nuzlocke, and I was like looking through the actual Pokemon that we can get in the game.
Okay.
Assuming it's the same as Platinum, we're gonna be very limited very early on. Like the first route, all you can get is like Starly and Bidoof. And then Bidoof stays for like the next 12 routes. So I'm like, okay, we have to have a dupes clause for this. There's no way we can just go in with 10 Bidoofs.
You mean a doofs clause?
Dupes clause pretty much means that
now it's a doofs clause now.
Oh, now it's a doofs clause. Yeah. Do you know what dupes clause is? You do.
You can't have duplicate Pokemon, right?
Yeah. Simple.
Okay, good. Phew. No, that's fine. I'm very familiar with Nuzlocke. I would love to do that. That sounds like a lot of fun. funny enough, actually, the Rev Heads. Creative Cloud says I have 3 apps updating available. No, I don't want to. Thank you.
Not right now,
Not
please.
right now. Stop.
Mark
Stop it. Oh my gosh. Wow, it did it again. I apologize. Anyway, what was I gonna say? The Revhead says we need a team builder episode because I suck at team building and I need your guys' help. That is actually slated and planned for next week. Reason being is because I want to be using the weakness calculator and potentially the damage calculator, and both of those will be living on our new website, which I want to use in, again, next week's episode. So you'll be able to see that very, very soon. Let's continue on, though. I wanted to make mention to something that Tristan said earlier in the episode today, right before we started. And we'll do this before our break. He says, how do I get motivated to play this game again? Right now, we're almost, is it 2 full years? 1 full year? 1 full year?
Oh, it's almost 2.
2, almost 2 full years. Right. Into Pokemon's life cycle. Right, of course, with Pokésports. And by now, with the knowledge that it will continue to be the same game, a lot of people are burnt out. A lot of people are choosing to bail before they have to stay in for longer. Or a lot of people are thinking about the game, but like me, are just kind of, sticking around the community, watching the teams being built and watching game replays and whatnot, watching tournaments. How can one get motivated to play this game again?
That's a hard question because I can honestly probably most likely definitely say that if we didn't have a YouTube channel, I probably wouldn't be playing it myself, to be honest. I feel like that since I have a YouTube channel and I have that commitment to play it, I remind myself why I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
But had I not have gotten that initial startup to be like, hey Kevin, maybe you should play some VGC again, I probably wouldn't have picked it up. Because it's a pain making teams. It's a pain trying to figure out the meta, especially when you have months off at a time. Series 9 was super burnout for me. It's it felt so bad playing the same thing again. So I can only imagine they're just like, hey, Series 11 is just going to be Series 8 again. Have fun, guys. We're bringing Dynamax back. I'm going to be a little bit sad.
Remember Dynamax? Yeah.
I've said this to Mike, and it sucks because I know that's going to happen, but I can't imagine a metagame with Dynamax again.
Mm-hmm.
I can't, I'm thinking about it now. I'm like, how did I play in that? I don't want to play in that again.
Right.
And they're going to bring it back. I mean, there's no way they don't bring back the whole gimmick that they introduced into the game.
I mean, it's rough, right? They can't have respect for themselves if they don't bring it back. If they continue with the next series, they're like, yeah, people didn't like Dynamax, so we're just not gonna have it in this one either. It's like, no, you committed to make a game that has this gimmick in it, and you put it in your competitions. Yes, it's better without it, but they can't be like, yeah, okay, no, we'll scrap it. Don't worry about it, because then they'll just lose all respect that they still have.
They're never gonna be like, yeah, you know what, you guys were right. This thing kind of does suck. No, they're never gonna say that.
But on the other hand, I do see what you're saying, where it feels like such a different game right now. It feels like a more strategic game without the Dynamax button in there. Now it feels like the Pokemon that we've kind of come to love and come to learn and come to understand, without the instant power creep.
You know what?
Yeah.
I would love a meta with no restricteds and no Dynamax. Just to see what's on top then.
Right? See what happens.
Get rid of the Zacians, get rid of the Calyrex Shadows. I want to see what's on top. I know it's going to be Urshifu, Rillaboom, Regieleki, but I don't care. I want to see what else is there, Those are always going to be there. You're never going to remove those unless you do a top 10 ban list again.
Would love to see it.
I would like to see it too, but with how poorly received Series 6 was, I don't know if they're going to do it.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened during that time. I think something else happened during Series 6 that made it so poorly received. Probably a new game came out or something. It might have been Snap. I don't actually remember.
I don't remember either. That might have been around the time where Monster Hunter came out.
That sounds more likely.
That
Yeah.
sounds right. I mean, we were just before Crown Tundra.
Yeah.
So people were kind of waiting for that one or something like that. I can't seem to remember the specific series is, but regardless, back to the point in getting yourself back into something though. I found myself like that with VGC, and I found myself with that with Unite. Unite, I don't think is a dead game by any means. It doesn't look like it's showing any signs of slowing. In fact, it's showing signs of really picking up, which has really gotten me wanting to get in there and get practicing and get playing. But there were just so many other things that it's like, this isn't the new shiny hotness anymore. It's hard for me to jump in there and play it. And so my advice would just be to find a group of other people who want to play. Kevin is that person for me. When I'm like, okay, I want to get back into Unite, I message Kevin and I'm like, let's play some Unite. Or I feel like I will want to play Unite, and he's like, let's go do it. And to that effect, I ended up playing Unite this week. And I went up, I think, 2 ranks, which is awesome. I'm now like, I think 2 ranks away from Master. I'm in like Ultra Ball class 3. There are 5 classes in Ultra Ball, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So closer to that. And then with VGC is actually a little bit easier, to be honest, because you can hop on things like Pokemon Showdown, and you can just kind of pull a team that anybody has posted on, say, Twitter or Pokepaste, anywhere, and just, give it a whirl. Go into random battles. Random battles are my favorite thing to do when I feel bored. I just hop in the random ladder and try and work my way up. So there's a lot that you can do to get back into it. And also realize that, you're going to probably get back into it when the new game comes out, because that's how it happens every single time. You always think that you're not going to be getting into it, and then Sword and Shield comes out and you make a podcast about it, and then you end up playing it for 2 years straight. So, yeah, happens.
Kind of the situation we're in right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the game is still good.
Yeah.
Hey, shiny hunt. Something. I don't know.
I think to also your point of this is the last thing I'll say about that. To your point of, I run a YouTube channel, so I'll continue doing it. I think even though we have a YouTube channel and it's our commitment to doing it, we also have the choice and the prerogative to just kind of stop at any time. And like
kind of did that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. For Series 9, that's a perfect example. How like it totally burned us out and we were done. But I think it's the group of people on the Discord and the community that has really helped us like get back in and jump in and keep practicing and keep playing. And for someone who's trying to get back into the game, you just got to immerse yourself in the community, because people are still trying to learn. People are still trying to do better in the game. It's still an environment where like 1 month you've got a top 5 list of the best players out there, and then the next month the top 5 are completely different. So people are still learning, people are still advancing, people are still taking those top spots when they haven't taken them before. So I think like that, to me anyway, having that in the back of my head, where like, yeah, it's not completely dominated by the same group of people. That helps me keep trying to get better.
I do also think with the emergence of live competitions again, that'll help a lot too.
Yep.
It's becoming relevant.
Oh yeah. Get me back into a box with other people, and I'm good to go. Yeah. I mean, it's tough too. Like with quarantine, like eventually you get tired of making sourdough bread. Like you gotta do something else. And then maybe later you'll come back to some sourdough bread, because sourdough bread's delicious.
It's just a shame that like such a good game like Sword and Shield just didn't see competition at all.
Yeah.
It was like the perfect game for competition and just didn't see it.
They
And it
and they
probably
made
won't.
it like that. And they
Yeah.
made it like that. They took out spectator mode because they were like, it doesn't matter. We'll have all these live competitions anyway, and we'll just cast them up on the screen. Nope.
Nope. Not today. Not this year. Not next year.
We
Guess
developed some amazing LAN technology.
Guess what?
No.
Sorry.
Oops. Oh man,
The
it's
deepest
so
of
rough.
sighs.
And I mean, again, like we were complaining about spectator mode for the longest time. We still complain about spectator mode. It's a travesty that it's not in it. But like the whole thing that I think a lot of people forget is that this was planned to be an in-person esport. Like this was always going to be an in-person esport. Spectator mode wasn't there because it was already like underway, because regionals were happening, because nationals were happening, and those were great. Those were always great. But it's just it didn't translate to online as well as everyone else did because, you know, they weren't built for that. They weren't planning for that. And they kind of got burned by that.
And now they're too busy with the next game to worry about it.
Exactly. Now they're a company and they've got other things to worry about. So
They're like, well, missed opportunity. Oh well, next one.
whoopsie. Yeah. All right. Well, with that, that's our vent session, I guess. With that, let's take a little break. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about a bunch of other stuff. We'll see you then. And we're on a break. Hello. I feel like I need like to scream in a paper bag after that.
Apparently, I stopped recording. Like I was supposed to.
Good. Thank you. Thank you.
Singles timer. Gross. Who needs a singles timer? Ain't no one need no singles timer.
And that's another point too, right? Is like that wouldn't be I guess it would have been a problem in person, but like they can kind of circumvent that with custom rules. Yeah. I wish they did better.
Honestly. But hey. They're too busy worrying about Pokemon Legends.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that game's done already. They're worried about question mark.
They're worried about whatever game comes like 3 games further from now. I'm pretty sure they're not fully done Legends. They can't be. They're probably like 95% done. They're polishing now.
They probably have Farfetch still in the game.
Farfetch TM'd.
So how's chat doing? You guys doing good? There's something therapeutic about your voices. Thank you.
Thanks.
What's so therapeutic about it? Is it the accent?
It's your accent. It's gotta be.
It's gotta be.
And
Mike's like, hey,
I'm walking here.
Kevin's like, sorry. Mike's like, sorry.
Sorry. Wait, I want to see if this button still works. Yeah, it does. Okay.
Kevin still doesn't hear it. Kevin will never hear buttons.
Kevin will never hear the buttons. Yeah. No, Kevin will hear the buttons. I just need to set it up. I bought this whole thing that'll solve that problem, and I never did anything with it. Yeah, but thanks, Jonah. Totodile says, "How are you guys? I'm good. I feel good. Phenomenal. There's like this one little thing on my shirt.
Recording again.
Thanks.
92.
Yeah, I'm good. I've been doing a lot of cleanup, and there's something. Speaking to what Jonah was saying, there's something therapeutic about cleaning your office space. I don't know if Kevin, you're this kind of person, but sometimes I let things accumulate, and I just don't do anything about it.
Let things accumulate is the nicest way you can say, I got mad trash in my room.
I got mad trash. And it's not trash. It's like just things. I moved a little while ago, and
Yeah.
whenever you move, it takes like a good year to completely unpack because then you have to get rid of the boxes, and sometimes a box has like half of the stuff still in it because it just doesn't apply to this house. And it's like, maybe I'll figure out a place to put it later. I don't know. But then it just ends up taking up a spot for a year.
See, the situation I'm in is that I don't live in the same space that I record.
Right. Lucky.
So before I leave, I'm just like, let me take everything with me. Let me clean up everything while I'm still here. So I thankfully haven't been able to clutter or get my house decluttered yet.
Right.
So that's good. I'm currently recording at Mike's house, and then I go home, take a plane home every Sunday morning.
That's Sunday morning. Wow, you go back in time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm of course. How else would I get there?
Exactly. No, I wish I could do that. Maybe when my my place is finished construction, I can use that as an office. I've been thinking about doing that. But I don't know. I also like driving over. I don't want to have to drive to and from.
Like,
especially
buy
at 10.
2 of everything, so I could have 1 in an office and 1 at his house.
That's it. Maybe just operate off of a laptop or something. Anyway, this is Peach talk. Clark Creates TCG says, been watching for an hour, finally figured out how to comment. I'm proud of you.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Clark Creates TCG. I heard from the grapevine that there was a TCG announcement today. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, we didn't pay a lot of attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess we could go to Twitter right now.
No.
No, we can't.
Farming EXP candy, the Rev Heads is. That mythical melee was really hard, waiting for the stats to come out. I'm sure Yveltal and Zacian are 1 to 2. Got a lot of ho as well. Thank you for reminding me. I do need to make a call out for that when we come back, which let's do right now. Cool. We ready? You recording?
Always.
Amazing. You want to stop it and start it?
Sure.
Cool. Let me know.
Ready.
Sweet. Here we go. And we're back. Welcome back to Pokésports. Over the break, we were chatting with some people in the chat, and one, the Rev Heads, who's been very, very active, not only in this podcast, in this live thing that we do, has also been very active in Pokemon recently. And they competed in this weekend's Mythical Melee online competition. It was a singles competition, which I believe was only, yes, I don't believe I know this, was only mythical and legendary Pokemon. That has like just finished over a couple hours ago, so there are not home stats on it yet. But I will say, if there's anybody else out there who competed in the Mythical Melee competition, please do send us your stats, your record on Twitter at Pokésports Pod. Anyway, to talk about the Rev Heads' team here, they brought a Yveltal Palkia Zacian. No, sorry, that's not right. I need to go and track that down because I know that it's there. Rev Heads, please do send me that because I wanna talk about it. But they did mention that their Naganadel has surprised a lot and stolen some KOs.
Respect to Naganadel.
Yeah, and I want to say, like, what do you think of Naganadel?
I actually ran Naganadel in Series 10 with like a Sledge Wave combination with Bisharp Assurance. I think Naganadel is very strong. It's not like the strongest Pokemon, but it's one of the fastest. And if you got good speed, you got a good Pokemon. It's really hard to make a fast Pokemon bad.
I found the team. It's Zacian, Palkia, Naganadel, Urshifu, Water Urshifu, Calyrex Shadow, and Zapdos Galarian variant. Galarian. So first off, I want to say, good spread. I like that spread. I haven't popped that into a weakness calculator, but I feel like I should. But continue on with your experience with Naganadel.
Naganadel is just. I like to run my Naganadels with Choice Scarf.
Hmm.
Just because in VGC you're in a meta where you have things like Regieleki, you have things like Station that you still want to outspeed. Choice Scarf might seem a little bit overkill, but it's almost necessary. It just kind of sucks that Regieleki exists and that Zacian and Calyrex exist because a good speed tier used to be like 100, right?
Yeah.
Now like they just raised the bar that much further, and you're just seeing scarfs on Pokemon that you feel like shouldn't run scarfs. Like you're seeing scarfs on Urshifu, you're seeing scarfs on. I've seen a scarf on Mienshao. Heck, I've seen a scarf on Electroball Regieleki right now. Like that's just dirty.
Yeah, that is dirty. So I plugged all 6 of those Pokemon into the Pokésports weakness calculator. Again, Naganadel, Zacian, Urshifu, Water, Rapid Strikes, Calyrex, Shadow, Palkia, and Galarian Zapdos. And what that turns out to have is a total weakness of 3 Pokemon to Fairy type. So obviously there's a big need for something that can tackle the Fairy type in that team, which Naganadel helps like immensely. It helps cover all of the problems that the rest of those Pokemon have. Now the
Probably
thing
why you brought it so many times.
exactly, yes. Also because it's anyway. And then there's the other one that has the other 3 weakness type there is Psychic. 3 of those Pokemon are weak to Psychic in Naganadel, Urshifu, and Zapdos. However, Calyrex Shadow, the other major powerhouse on that team, covers that just as nicely. So it's like you've got Calyrex Shadow and Naganadel covering the biggest weaknesses on those teams, and they do it crazy well.
See, I would be so afraid to run Calyrex Shadow in a tournament like this. Because they're gonna stick some dumb Ghost and Dark type moves on some dumb Pokemon, like randomly. Like they're gonna whip out the Pursuit. I don't even know what gets Pursuit. I'm gonna say Pursuit Mewtwo, or like some weird stuff that you just don't expect. They're just gonna pick it out of the batch and be like, "Hey, you learn a dark move. I'm gonna give you Crunch. You're gonna use Bite. Congratulations, you're now using Bitezation." Something dumb.
I am filled with so much regret that I did not participate in this tournament because it seems like it could have been so much fun. I'm looking at the rest of the weaknesses on this team. There's 2 Pokemon are weak to Flying, Electric, Ice, and Dragon. 3 of those, no, 2 of those are just Naganadel. Naganadel weak to Ice and Dragon, but again, there are Pokemon that cover basically all of the typings in this. So that's amazing. Great team building. I don't know how you put that together, Revheads, but I give you a thumbs up for that one.
Usually when a team is good, the person made no effort in trying to build it. And they're just like, I like these things.
Sparkle 285 says, can Zamazenta be the next team, Pokésports?
Can Zamazenta be the next team?
Are you ever going to bring Zamazenta again? I think that's the question.
Maybe one day.
Maybe
I don't
one
like
day.
promising things and then not giving them. It's not anytime soon.
Has the damage healed? Because of course this is the Pokemon that kicked you out of Players Cup 4.
Yeah, the only Players Cup I ever lost was with the Zamazenta on my team.
Yeah.
Zamazenta's at 0.2% usage. Behemoth Blade, Close Combat, Wide Guard, Crunch. You see, there's the dark moves. Just the random dark moves. They also run Snarl, Coaching, Howl, Play Rough, etc. Looks like they mostly go bulky with a Kangaskhan on their team. 30% of Zamazenta teams have a Kangaskhan on them.
What?
Don't know what that means.
What?
What does Kangaskhan do? Okay, looks like Life Orb Fake Outs is what it does.
Why is that? Oh, Life Orb. What is it? Scrappy?
Yeah,
Life Orb Scrappy Fake Out?
Scrappy. There's
Yikes.
also Flame Orb has 27% usage. Does that have Fling or something? It does have Fling.
Must be.
Why.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess. But just like use anything else.
Interesting. See, and I know that with
To answer your question, I might.
yeah, I mean maybe
Not anytime soon.
not going to overpromise and underdeliver. The cool thing about Mythical Melee too is that like it gave people the chance to bring Pokemon that they normally wouldn't bring, even in like other restricted metas, like Mewtwo, for example. There are people in the chat right now talking about bringing a Mewtwo into this, which normally I'd be like, "You're crazy! Don't do that." But like for this one specifically, if you have 6 slots, you can probably fill one with a Mewtwo and get away with that. Mewtwo has great coverage. You can like make up for a couple weaknesses with just Mewtwo alone.
That's really fair. Mewtwo with like Choice Scarf is like super good with like Shadow Ball. You don't even have to worry about Calyrex.
Mm-hmm.
I could see a lot of reasons during Mewtwo. Unnerve is pretty cool too.
Mm-hmm.
Could be good.
Unnerve is great. I mean, really, like Psy Strike is a
Dumb.
crazy good attack. Even if you don't want to go for the Choice Scarf, you could have gone for say like a Nasty Plot with a Life Orb. Go for an Ice Beam in there. Mewtwo can learn Ice Beam, and then your Focus Blasts, your Fire Blasts. Like Mewtwo gets all of that. It's so good.
What's so shocking to me, I was just scrolling through Pikalytics right now since we're just talking about this.
Yeah.
A Pokemon that I found with higher usage than Latias, Arcanine, Jellicent, Cinderace is Alolan Executor.
What?
I couldn't tell you, but it gets Trick Room, Sleep Powder, Brutal Swing, Grass Knot. I'm guessing the Brutal Swing is here to proc a Calyrex Ice weakness policy. That's what I'm seeing right now. Kind of looks like the strat here. Look like it's just a Trick Room setup with Citrus Berry and Harvest, so you can keep resetting your Citrus Berry.
Yeah, I have
Sassy
seen that.
Nature, super defensive, only defensive. Interesting. I mean, you died to Ice Shard, but interesting.
I'd want to give that a shot. Here's the okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. Because next week is going to be heavy team building episode. Over the course of the week, I'm going to make a couple of polls on our YouTube channel, listing a couple of not often seen Pokemon. By the end of the week, we might have 2, 3, 4, something like that. And then why not on Sunday, when we start our next podcast, we make teams around them. So either have a team that includes it or a team that includes multiple. Just have like a list of the crowd's favorite underused Pokemon.
Okay.
Sound good?
Sounds good for me. Just don't make me do like Togepi.
There will be no. So that's the thing. I think like I need to
underused Pokemon.
Yeah, competent underused
Okay,
Pokemon.
good.
Like Pokemon like Alolan Executor, where like it wouldn't be our first choice, but some people would
can
use
function.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
It has
I don't
hope.
want to do that to you. I also will run that with the caveat of we might not actually make videos with those Pokemon either. But
Mike's gonna be like, "Hey Kevin, have you heard of Soul Rock?
hey,
I heard it's really good at
you want
Trick
to
Room
try a
setting."
Lunatone? No, I will not do that to you. Don't worry, bud. Maybe I'll toss in a Miltank. I don't know. Maybe an Appleton might join the roster. I don't know. We'll see. That's up for the crowd to decide.
What's the least most used Pokemon that's still used in VGC right now? Let's see.
I'm sorry, the least most used?
The least used that still has usage. Like a 0.01 percenter.
A 0.01 percenter? There are tons of 0.1 percenters. People are still using Pikachu like that. People are still using Azumarill like that. People are still using Runerigus.
Sea King.
Duraludon has fallen to 0.09% usage.
Ivysaur. What's the point? Just run Venusaur. They're the same Pokemon.
Why?
Dunsparce.
What are? Hold on. I'm stopping this. Why are people running Ivysaur?
You can't see
You
it.
can't
'cause of,
see
like,
it.
It's so little usage that doesn't exist. It would take too much bandwidth for Griffin. It's not worth it.
I guess they only started at 0.02. Yeah, that's true. No, there's some 0.01s that show it.
Yeah, like Trapinch still has something.
Yeah.
Protect, Faint, Earthquake, and First Impression. Spicy. Arena
Yikes.
Trap.
Yikes.
Rotom Frost.
Mm-hmm.
Gotharita, I get it. Because people just run on the same team as Gothitelle and they go Perish Trap with Shedinja on their team. Just be like, ah,
Mm-hmm.
sucker.
So here's the thing. We'll finish the podcast, but real quick, Clark Creates TCG gave us a team suggestion where, we'll see how that goes. Team suggestion of Eternatus, Amoonguss, Corviknight, Torkoal, Indeedee, and Urshifu Rapid. So in my professional opinion, I think Eternatus is seeing a lot of play right now. I think that Corviknight has not. I think Corviknight is kind of being outclassed at the moment, and I'm not sure by what. Why is Corviknight not seeing? Celesteela. That's it. That's it. Which you can bring with that team. It is not a restricted, so you can bring that. Urshifu Rapid is really good. Torkoal, I'm not sure I see the need for Torkoal in this.
The only issue I have with that team is that it looks like it wants to be Trick Room, but it's not, because you have some slow mons like Torkoal, Corviknight, and Amoonguss. So maybe just stick a setter in there, and then you should be kind of golden, because you already have 2 redirectors. Might as well run Trick Room.
So I would even swap out the Corviknight for that, because Corviknight's such a setup-y.
I was gonna say take out Corviknight, put in a Stacko, but then you have a big ground weakness, so maybe don't do that.
Put in a Stacko with an air balloon. Have you ever thought about that though?
Yo, someone needs to teach Mike what fake out does.
You got a ground weakness, toss an air balloon on it. I don't care what happens after the game starts. It's all about that weakness calculator, baby.
Let me introduce you to my friend called Incineroar Rillaboom Yanshao. Here you go.
And then just take out the Indeedee and put in a Serena. And you know what? Fake out? What fake out?
Kind of same thing, yeah.
My
issue with Serena is that it misses every move it attempts. The problem with Serena is that its coverage is like so good but so bad at the same time. It's like, yeah, you got coverage moves. You ain't hitting all the time.
Yeah, its coverage is great if you never miss. But who's got the time? Nobody's got the time.
Like, what do you have? You have Power Whip, Triple Axle, High Jump Kick.
Oh, Unpheasant is a fun one to put on the poll. Okay. As we run out as we run out the clock here, people in the chat, please do drop your suggestions for unpopular but still might be viable Pokemon in the chat, and I'll write those down and poll for this week. Until then, I want to thank everybody for listening to Pokésports this week. It's been a fun one. The next couple of weeks, I mean, we're all kind of waiting patiently for Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. You guys are not the only ones. We are here with you. If you're looking for some stuff to do until then, there's still lots of stuff going on, at least on our side. You can head on over to Twitch at twitch.tv/Pokésports, where Kevin and I stream. Kevin has been streaming VGC, a little bit of Unite as well. I've been streaming Unite. And we're going to continue to do that for the next little bit. Of course, we still put out videos on youtube.com/Pokésports, where you can still see some VGC battles. You can keep up with us on Twitter at Pokésportspod, or on Instagram at Pokésports Podcast. And then lastly, we have the Patreon, where every month we go through our competitive Pokésports League, which is just about to finish taking signups. So, I mean, that's going to be a good time as well. You can also get access to our second podcast, the Pokésports Post Game, the Peach, where we just kind of chat. It's kind of a nice time to unwind and just get to know each other. So if you want to join that, that's patreon.com/Pokésports Podcast. I want to thank the splendid people from that already. People such as Matthew H., Corey, Carlo H., Scott D., King Boo, Martine, Ahmed, Greg T., Make It Totter, Mod Pierre, excuse me, Ryan G., Ryan W., Soen, such fantastic people. I want to also thank our mods, again, Mod Pierre, Mod Tofu, and Mod Lupus. You guys make this amazing. Pokesports.org should be complete this week, so it'll be a fun time. Kevin, you got anything to say?
We posted on TikTok. Check that out.
Woo!
Search for Pokesports. You'll find it.
It's there. If you are a person who likes to turn videos into TikToks, please reach out. We are looking. We're looking for people who can help us out with
Not
that.
desperate need, but we're lazy. We can do it, but we would rather have you do it. Please help.
Ooh,